Go ahead and come to a standing position, so feet are right under your hips. I often say that our hips are more narrow than we think. Often when I say hips distance, I see people standing like this. You can see that it's wider than my hips. So bring your feet together. You could even come toe to toe, but I like a little bit of stability, so a little bit separate. And if you want, even peel your toes up off the mat. Stretch your toes towards your face. And then really intentionally set them back down, toe by toe by toe, seeing if you can really spread them out. You'll notice sometimes in yoga you might tend to grip the mat with your toes. We want to try to avoid doing that. So spread those toes out. And notice all four corners of your feet. So on your feet you've got the ball of your foot right behind your big toe, behind your pinky toe, and then in each of the corners of your heel. So those are what we consider the four corners of the feet. So try to put your weight evenly across that. So you're not forward, you're not back, you're not side to side. You can close your eyes through this because it should help you kind of focus and find your place in the mat. And then try to imagine lifting the arches of your feet up, which is super hard to do, but our arches will tend to fall as we age and depending on the shoes that we wear. And one way to lift the arches is to think about rolling your thigh muscles, those quadricep muscles, out. That will kind of lift the arches. But be careful that you don't roll onto the sides of your feet. We don't want to do that. So it's a very hard thing to do. But just be aware of it. Soften your knees. We don't want to lock out our knees. A little bit of contraction here with our quads, our glutes, so you're nicely lifted and supported. And with Pilates in particular, we want to really be aware of our pelvic area. So if you want, just put your hands on your hips and tilt that pelvis down. So this you can see is not a neutral pelvis. And then tilt the pelvis up, so you're pressing forward. You can also see that this is not a neutral position. And then just see if you can rock back and forth between that. Just getting a feeling of what that movement is. Because this is the same positions we need to find when we're on the mat, when we're in tabletop, when we're in plank. And it's a little bit easier here and on the mat than it is in some other positions. So just feeling that rocking of the pelvis. Notice my upper body isn't moving, right? I'm just isolating the pelvis. My chest, my shoulders, my head. It's not the whole body moving. And then see if you can find that neutral position where the hips are parallel to the floor. The natural curve of the spine is there without sticking out the bottom or sticking out the chest. Imagine you're zipping your ribs in. Sometimes there's a tendency to kind of stick out the ribs in the chest. So imagine pulling that into the center line of your body. Roll those shoulders down and back, away from the ears, releasing and relaxing any tension that you might have up there. And then notice if you're sticking your chin out, pull that chin back so that you're lengthening and neutralizing the line of your spine. And focus on a point in front of you. If your eyes are open, if your eyes are closed, you can just keep them closed. And we're just going to stand here for just a moment in this alignment and just feel this in your body as you begin to breathe. Well, of course, not begin to breathe. You've been breathing as you begin to focus on that breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. If you find that you're unstable here, do open your eyes. It will help you find your balance. And just take a few moments here just to breathe. Noticing if you've created any tension. Sometimes we get ourselves into this sort of quote-unquote perfect alignment, and we find that we're tensing to hold ourselves there. So keep the alignment, but as you exhale, release tension you might be holding in your neck or your shoulders, your hips, your jaw. Inhale and exhale. Notice how your body feels in this moment. Notice your connection to the earth. Bringing your hands to heart center, pressing your palms together, thumbs pressing into the solar plexus. Again, rolling the shoulders down and back. Pausing for a couple of breaths here. And then the next time you inhale, extend the arms up as you gently open the eyes, and we begin a sun salutation. Hinging forward, long spine, release the arms and the head. Inhale, sliding halfway up the shins, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping the right foot back, followed by the left foot. Coming to plank, option to drop to knees here or stay on toes. Let's go all the way down to the mat, press into the hands, lifting up into cobra, elbows down, shoulders back, release down, curl the toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog, jogging through, bending one knee, bending the other knee, pressing the opposite heel into the mat. And then driving both heels into the mat, press into the palms, roll the shoulders out away from the ears, engage that upper back. Separate your feet mat distance apart for down dog twist, reaching your left hand back towards the right, so wherever it lands. Maybe it's on the mat, your foot, your ankle, your calf, just not your knee. And look past the right armpit, taking a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Forgot to start that. And then place the hand back down, walk the feet back together, extend the right leg up high overhead, bend the knee, drop the right foot towards the left side, opening up the hip on this side. Think about lifting up through the knee. If you sort of try to lift the knee up, drop the foot down, that tends to give you the shape that we're looking for to open up the hip. You should be feeling this in the hip flexor. That's the kind of front part of your thigh, up at the top of the pelvis. And then bring the leg back, swing that foot all the way forward, planting it down, runner's lunge on this side. Bring the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release, and inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands back to one, samastiti. Second and last round, inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward, long spine. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release, hands to the mat. Step the left foot back this time, followed by right. Plank, same thing. Option to drop to knees. Lowering down, you can choose to hover here in your chaturanga or go all the way to the mat and then up to cobra. If you're hovering in chaturanga, flip the feet and come up to your upward facing dog, curling toes under, pressing back, down dog. And again, jogging through, bending one knee, bending the other knee. Stretching out the hamstrings, press both heels into the mat, roll shoulders away from the ears as you press the hands into the mat. Separate the feet, mat's distance, reaching the right foot, or the right hand rather, back towards the right foot, ankle or calf, turning and looking past the left armpit for a down dog twist on this side. Couple of breaths. And then replacing the hands, step the feet back together, extend the left leg up, bend the left knee, drop the left foot towards the right, lifting up through the right, or the left knee rather, as you drop the left foot. Opening up that hip and pelvis. And then swing that left foot all the way forward, runner's lunge, followed by the right, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, samastiti. And we're just going to come down to the mat. Coming into chair, inhale, sit down and back, push the hips back, push the knees back, so knees are over ankles. See if you can stay lifted through the chest, belly button in. And again, what happens here sometimes is a curve in the low back. See if you can pull that back in, pelvis under. Option to extend the arms or not. Okay, I'm going to start you right off with a challenge move. So your option here is to just come down to the mat any way you want. Otherwise, you can lower down, and we're going to transition from our chair posture into our boat pose, Utkatasana into Navasana. So you're going to lower down, lower down, lower down, lower down, and then when you can, you're going to sit, extend the legs, and find boat. Or just come down however you want. And then place your feet on the floor, roll down, and just hug your knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock. As always, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, if you have a ball, a yoga block, a small throw pillow, that will be helpful today, but totally not necessary, so don't worry about it if you don't have it. If you have one handy, you want to go grab it, go for it. All right, let's go ahead and place the feet on the mat now. So feet are on the mat, parallel, palms are down on the mat, shoulders are rolling down and back. If you've got something that you can squeeze between your knees, you can go ahead and do that. And we're going to warm up our hips and our pelvis from here. So as you inhale, you're going to begin to lift and tilt the pelvis Lift the glutes off the mat and begin to peel up one vertebra at a time till you come up to your shoulders, squeezing at the top, and then lower down one vertebra at a time till you come back down. So we're inhaling on the way up, lifting up bone by bone, and then exhaling on the way down. Now, because we're going to be doing Pilates, I recommend a Pilates breath, which is an exhale through pursed lips, like you're blowing out candles. So it's an inhale to tilt up and an exhale to go back down. When you exhale through your mouth like this, you really contract the transversus abdominis and the multifidi, which are the abdominal muscles that lie beneath the obliques. So they're not on the surface, they're not the more superficial six-pack muscles, and they're the ones that really work hard to support our spine, to protect our joint, organs in there, to strengthen our pelvic floor muscles. Those are a different set of muscles, and as you exhale through the lips that way, you get into your pelvic floor muscles. So that Pilates breath is really beneficial, so I encourage you to practice that if you can. Still inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Next time you come down, go ahead and come all the way down. And we're going to start with the hundreds. So if you've got something between your knees, you can keep it there. You can take it out, or you definitely can do this without. Remember, your options for the hundreds. Level 1 is down here, feet on the floor, knees bent. Level 2 is up here in tabletop position. Most advanced is legs extended. I do tend to like the ball between my ankles when I do legs extended. All right, so pick your level, arms straight up from shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Arms shoot down the side of the body. You begin to pump as you inhale and exhale. Same breath pattern. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through pursed lips, and it's a 5 count. So you don't need to do it at the same exact pace as me, but you're inhaling for 5 pumps, exhaling for 5 pumps. Pull that belly button in. You want that back pressing into the mat. The only thing moving are your arms. Head and shoulders are not moving all over the place. Pelvis is not shifting all over the place. If your back arches or your belly button pops up, then you need to really pull it in. I shouldn't say your belly button, just your abdomen. You don't want it poofing out. Belly button pops out, you might have given yourself a hernia. We definitely don't want that. Let's do 2 more rounds. Once you finish that second complete round, hug those knees in, release it down, place the ball down beside you, give yourself a hug and a rock. All right, we're gonna come to tabletop position, do a twist. I need to move myself a little ways away from the wall. So this is going to be an oblique kind of move. You can use the ball for this. It makes it significantly more challenging, so you decide. Knees over ankles, shins parallel to the floor, belly button pulled in. The closer your knees are towards your body, the easier this will be. The back gets nice and flat. The further away, you'll feel your back arch. So try to find a place that's a challenge, but your back isn't arching. Move your arms out of the way, and you're just going to drop the knees down to one side as you exhale. As you inhale, we lift them up through center. Exhale to the other side. So like I said, using the ball is going to be the most challenging. Taking the ball out, but keeping the same sort of similar movement should make it a little bit easier. If this is in your back, if this is not working for you, let one leg lead and the other leg follow. So the one leg goes, you start to go, and then the other one will come behind it. You decide which version is best for you. If you want, your head can go in the opposite direction to give your spine a complete twist. Inhale to help yourself lift up through center. Exhale to release and twist. As always with the breath, it's not necessarily as important what part of the movement you do the inhale and the exhale as much as it's important that you're breathing. So if you feel like the exhale helps you lift up, that's fine. So make sure you even it out, finish on the opposite side from where you started. And then come back to center. Hug the knees in. We're gonna do rolling like a ball. So option, again, is harder with the ball or a block, but you can put them between your ankles and your body. It's also harder to start down than start up. So if the first one's a challenge, don't worry about it. You're gonna rock up to sit. Woo. Okay. Once you're sitting, hands are in ankles or shins. We're sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are down and back. We start with a long spine, and then to roll, we pull the belly button in, we round the spine, we roll just to shoulder blades, and then roll back up and see if you can balance without tapping your feet down. Again, feel free to take the ball or the block or the pillow out and do it without. Couple of rolls with control. If you get stuck like a little bug on your back, don't worry about it. Try not to use too much momentum to hurl yourself down and back. And you should be going down and up one vertebra at a time, not smacking down on the mat. Go ahead and finish that up and come to sitting. And then release that down. Extending the legs in front of you for spine stretch forward. So in Pilates, spine stretch forward is a rounded spine. Same option to do it with or without a prop. If you're using a prop, you're pressing your hands into it. If not, your arms are just extended straight in front of you. Shoulders roll down to their back pockets, flexing your feet. Inhale, on the exhale, the chin drops forward as we stretch forward, exhale, forward, exhale, forward, exhale. Inhale to sit. So it's 3 exhales to 1 inhale, exactly. Okay, so inhale, exhale, inhale, sit. Trying to stretch a little further forward each exhale. Inhale, rather than bouncing up and down, it's a stretch forward, forward, forward. Inhale to sit, as opposed to sometimes I see this kind of action happening. Exhale, inhale to sit. 2 more. Inhale to sit. Good, release that down. Bring the feet all the way together. Inhale to sit up tall. Extend the arms, reaching, reaching, reaching. Flex the feet. And now hinge from the hips with a long spine. Imagine someone's taking you by the hands and pulling you forward, forward, forward. When you can't go forward anymore, release the arms. Trying to extend the spine. So holding on to shins, ankles, feet. But notice my spine is long. It's not rounded. Taking a couple of breaths. And then when you'd like, just exhale and fold over into the stretch. And bringing yourself up. Okay, we're going to do the leg stretch series down on the mat. So bring yourself down. I will do this as we often do without a break, but if you need a break, by all means take it. Single leg stretch. Right hand on the right ankle, left hand below the right knee. Extend the left leg, elbows are wide, lower the left leg as much as you want. Pull the belly button in to engage the abs, lift the head and shoulders. Make sure that your back is pressing into the mat so you're not injuring your back, you're working your core. We inhale as we hug the right leg in, exhale to switch. Right hand, right ankle, inhale, exhale, left hand, left ankle. Really squeeze in and press out. So it's a very active move. Just like the hundreds, you don't want the whole body moving around. So even though you're doing this active pull in, active press out, the head isn't moving, the shoulders aren't moving, the hips are stable. If you've been doing this for a while, you can start to build a little bit of momentum, but make sure that you still have a defined in and out. It's not like some bicycle craziness. It's in, 3, 2, last one. Finish left, hug both legs in, tuck yourself into a ball. Exhale all the air. Inhale, extend, arms up, legs out. Exhale, wrap it in. Inhale, remember you can modify how the legs come straight up. Exhale, wrap it in. Harder is out. Exhale, arms straight up from shoulders. I discourage reaching your arms over your head. 2 more, inhale. Last one. Lies, one more. And hold. I like to transition to our single straight leg stretch from here. Lift the right leg up and catch it, either thigh, calf, or ankle. Lower the left leg down as much as you want. Pull that right leg in and switch. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, exhale. And 3, 2, last one. Bring the right leg up to meet, hands behind the head, elbows wide. We never want to tug on our head, so let the weight of the head just be in your hands. Elbows are wide. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to pull back up without lifting the bottom off the mat. So it's an inhale down, exhale, stop it vertical. Inhale. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And release down and hug it in. All right, we're gonna come over onto the other side. So just go ahead and roll yourself over. We're gonna come to our first plank of the night. So coming onto your forearms, hands together. I like to make a triangle. You can also do them parallel. And either up on toes or modify down on your knees. 1 minute starting now. So belly button's in. Same thing I talked about before, the pelvic position, right? So you can have your hips way here up in the air. You can also arch your back. Neither of these are good positions. You want to come down here. You don't want to drop the pelvis. You shouldn't have too much of an exaggerated curve in the spine. Neutral spine. Use the exhale to stabilize. Inhale, exhale. Contracting the abdominal muscles, contracting the gluteal muscles, and you're looking right at your hands or in between your arms, not down at your toes, not out in front of you. Neutral spine, more than halfway there. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down onto the mat. Turn your head to one side, let the arms release down beside you, and pause. All right, come back to neutral. So you're looking down on the mat, bringing the hands right under shoulders. Inhale to slide the hands out, coming up to Sphinx. Shoulders rolling down and back. Chest is lifting, belly is peeling away from the mat, and we're contracting our gluteal muscles. So we're gonna do the leg kicks from here. So it's an inhale, 3 exhales as you kick, kick, and kick. So the idea here is that your whole body doesn't move when you kick. So you're locking in your core to keep really stable even as you kick, kick, kick with 3 breaths. All right, starting on the right side. Inhale. Inhale with resistance down, like a band is keeping you. Left leg. Inhale, slowly resist down. Right. Inhale with resistance. Left. Inhale. One more time. Inhale, last time. And release down. Release over, let your head rest to the opposite side. Arms down beside you, taking a couple of breaths. Release the neck and the back. And roll yourself back over. We're going to do a little bit of flipping and flipping and flipping so that we kind of alternate between back work and abdominal work. Okay, so we're going to do single leg circles. So these ones are like deceptive. They seem like they're really easy, and if you do them and they feel really easy, it's one of those ones you might be doing something wrong because they're actually quite challenging. So let's just start with a stretch. Bring that right leg into your body. Give yourself a little hug here. And then we're going to extend the right leg. So grab hold wherever gives you a stretch. So around our thigh is appropriate for most people. I really advise not tugging on your knee. If you've got the flexibility, you can grab the calf or the ankle, trying not to lift up and creating tension. And then again, if you're feeling flexible, you could extend that bottom leg, trying not to arch the back too much. Take a couple breaths here. All right, so if you've got the bottom leg extended and you feel like loads of tension and you're all crampy and doing crazy things, I highly encourage you to find a more neutral position. It can be anywhere in here. You can have the leg all the way extended, all the way bent, or somewhere in between. For me, it's like about there. Now my back has found the mat, my belly is in, my chest is relaxed. Go ahead and take your hands away. Place them down the mat, face down. You're going to rotate your whole leg out from the hip socket, so your toes are pointing out. The whole leg rotates. Now we're going to make little circles. So like if you've got a pencil on the end of your toe, you're making like a medium-sized plate circle on the ceiling. So we circle, maybe a big-sized plate. 1. Inhale down, exhale up. Notice how small this is. Inhale. Nice and controlled, nothing moving. 1 more. And stop. So 2 things. Number 1, you want to make sure you're really stable in the abs. This is one of the ones I like to think about, balancing a glass in my belly, don't spill it. Second thing is it's distinct circles and they stop. It's not a continuous motion. All right, so now we're going to go the other direction. So we're going to go out, down, and stop. Inhale. Exhale. Hips stable. Inhale. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And lower that leg down to the mat. Good. Bring the left leg in, bend the right knee. Place it on the floor, hug that left leg in. And then extend the left leg, same option. Grab hold wherever you can safely, relatively comfortably without creating more tension. And then extend that bottom leg as much as works for you. When you're static like this, you might be able to extend that leg more, and then when you move, maybe not, but just find out what works for you. All right, bend the leg again as much as you need to on the right side to be able to release the hands, keep that leg extended. Rotate the whole leg in the socket to point the toes out, and we're going to come across the body first. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, really using the abdominal muscles to keep your abdominal area, your core, your torso from wiggling around. 3, 2, last one, and other direction. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, stop. Inhale, exhale, stop. Last time. And lower that leg all the way down. We're going to go back to each side. We're going to do 6 circles each direction, but these are going to be really big ones, as big as you want to make them, while staying really stable through here. So extend that right leg again. Find the left leg position you want. Rotate the leg out, shoulders down, chin towards chest, belly in, back is pressing into that mat to protect. And then you're going to make as big a circle as you want. Inhale, exhale, back to the top. But you're balancing that martini glass or that hot cup of coffee on your abdomen, or iced coffee. In my case, ice water would be more awful than a hot cup of coffee spilling on me. I hate cold water. 3, inhale, 2, inhale, last one, reverse direction, out, swoop down, and up, staying nice and stable, and swoop. Don't overly point your toes just because you can cramp. I mean, you definitely can point your toes, but it's not about looking pretty. You don't want your foot to cramp. After 6, switch legs. Lower the right leg down, lift the left leg up. Place the right foot where you need it, rotate out. 6 circles across and up. Inhale, exhale, to the top. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, pausing at the top, going out, swooping down, back to the top. Chin to chest, belly button in, keeping that core stable. And 3, and 2, last 1, lower that leg all the way down, extend both legs, give yourself a stretch, hug both knees into the chest, give yourself a rock, and rock yourself up to sit. Come over onto hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, belly button pulled in, finding neutral spine. Good, extend that right leg out, extend the left arm out, balancing here. Inhale, exhale, holding, bring it out, arm out, we can't go all the way out here, leg out from the hip and from the shoulder. About 3 breaths here. I really feel that one. Coming back here, extending. Place the hand down. We're going to come up to a 3-legged plank. So curl the toes under of the left foot, pressing up to a plank. If this is too much of a challenge, by all means, go ahead and release the right foot to the floor. You could also come onto your knees. Holding here, inhaling. Exhaling, belly button in at any point, putting that foot down if you need to. And then press up, 3-legged down dog, kick that leg high up in the air. Taking a couple of breaths. Good, come back out to the 3-legged plank. Place that foot down on the mat and then drop back down onto your knees. And then other side, extend the left leg, push that left leg away. Extend the right arm, push the right arm away. Stretch them away, pull that belly button in. Couple of deep breaths here. Holding your balance. And then moving that out, arm out from the shoulder, leg from the hip. Trying to keep the hips square here. Most of us are not going to have our foot all the way at hip level. That's okay, but keep it lifted as much as you can without leaning over. Coming back to center, putting that right hand down, curling the toes of the right foot under, pushing up to our 3-legged plank. Again, option to place that foot down, option to come to knees, option to come to forearms. Lots of different versions of plank. Get those hips down. Yeah. And kick up, 3-legged down dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then come back out into your plank. Go ahead and place that foot down, holding plank here. Again, coming to forearms if you want, coming to knees if you want. Belly in. My phone's over there. I can't see the time, so I don't know how long we're doing it for. I saw a funny meme the other day. That was people doing like a yoga or Pilates class or whatever on Zoom. And they said, she can't possibly be holding plank this long. It must be buffering. It made me laugh. No, we're not buffering. That's why I like to keep talking to you. You haven't lost me. We're still here. Okay, lower down as slowly as you can with control. Option to hover if you have anything in you, to hover in chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing all the way down. Awesome. All right, hands under shoulders, elbows by the sides. We're just going to lift up, hands hovering above the mat. As we lift our chest off the mat, keeping the feet on the floor, exhale, lower down. Inhale, squeeze in the glutes. So we're working on our spinal extension here. Exhale down. Inhale to lift up, feet stay on the mat, legs squeeze together, glutes squeeze together, lower down. 3 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, so you can lift a little higher. Exhale to lower. This time, inhale to lift, press your hands to the mat, come up to a cobra. As high as you want, but elbows stay by the side, shoulders stay down, glutes contracted. So we don't want to like come to this shape, right? So you might be lower than me. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Lower down with control. Release the hands when you can. Hover here at the lower level. Squeeze the elbows by the side. Lift the hands up. And then if you want, lift the legs up. And if you want, extend the arms. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, sliding up and back into child's pose. Taking a few breaths. Good. Bring yourself up. Come back onto your backs. As promised, a little bit of back and forth today. All right, so coming onto our backs, we're going to do corkscrew, which is like a different version of double leg circles. I'm not going to do the most advanced version today, but we'll do a couple of different options for you. So, palms are on the mat. Legs are going to extend straight up. Trying to keep them together, trying to keep them vertical from the hips. Definitely don't want them way back over here over your face. For some of you, they're going to be more here, okay? If you need to, you can do this with bent knees, all right? So if it works better for you to do this with bent knees, that's going to be the most modified. Shoulders in the mat, belly button pulled in. So the legs work in one unit to make a big circle, down and up, stop at the top. Be really careful you're not arching your back. Then we go the other way. Inhale, exhale to the top. Reverse. Inhale, exhale, stop at the top. Inhale. So you can go as low as you want on this. You just don't want to arch the back. And we don't want the legs coming over the face. They stay vertical. Inhale, exhale. If you want to add to this, when you get to the center, you do a little lift and lower. Inhale, exhale, lift and lower. Reverse directions. Inhale, exhale, pause, lift, lower. Everyone do 2 more, 1 each direction, whichever version you're doing. And after your last one, final lift and lower, go ahead and hug the knees in and give yourself a hug. So you might have noticed we didn't do crisscross earlier. I didn't forget it. I just moved it. We're going to do crisscross now. So bring your hands behind your head. Bring the knees to tabletop again. Belly in. Keep that back pressing into the mat. So with crisscross, I want you to first lift as high as you can. So even though we're twisting side to side, it is first and foremost a lift. So everybody lift up. Let your head rest in your hands, chin towards chest, peel those shoulder blades off the mat. Holding here. And then when you're ready, we inhale and you exhale to twist. Back elbow finds the floor, front knee is coming towards your shoulder. Inhale, stop. Exhale, twist. Inhale, stop. So again, it's not a bicycle, pedal, pedal, pedal action, it's a pause. But there's no up and down either. You're staying lifted. Shoulder blades are off the mat. Exhale, inhale to center. So again, this should be quite challenging. If it feels easy, go slower. Lift higher, twist deeper. One more each side, finish in the opposite of where you started. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Stay lifted. Arms release. Extend the legs. You're in low boat. All right, here's our option. Place the feet on the floor. We're going to do the modification first. You're still lifted. You're going to pull up to a sitting position. Did you get there? And then you're going to lower back down to that Navasana position. That's option 1. Option 2, you keep those legs up here in that Navasana. You pull up to tabletop and then back to Navasana. Okay, so this is our more challenging option, tabletop, low boat. Modified option, feet are on the floor, pulling up and lowering back down. Anywhere in between. We're going to do 3 more. Everybody come to the up position. If your feet are on the mat in the modification, you can stay here, or you can join us with legs lifted. We're hinging back. The chest is lifted. We're extending back. So even if feet are on the floor, you're extending back. 3, 2, 1. Bring your forearms to the mat and rest on your forearms. Keep your legs up. We're going to do can-can. It's French. So we go to one side. We go to the other side. We go back to the first side and extend.
This is good.
Exactly. Back in. And back to the other side. To the other side. To the other side. And extend. Got it? So it's a kick, switch, 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 and kick. Back in. Switch, 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 and kick. Stay lifted through the chest. Don't collapse. Switch, 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 and kick. Last time. Switch, 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 and kick. Good. Come back to center. Release off the forearm. Release yourself down. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a deep breath. Good. Go ahead and rock yourself up. Let us take a momentary stretch break. Grab a ball or block if you have it. If you don't, not a big deal. Extend your legs. Hands in front of you, so you're either arms extended. You could do James Bond hand if you want, or you can squeeze your ball. Shoulders are down in their back pockets. Inhale, and it's a twist, twist, twist. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale, last time each side, twist, twist. Oh, I see Ernesta was joined. Hi. Twist, twist, twist. And back to center. I'm telling you, the thread of leaving and everyone joins like crazy. I love it. It's okay. It's good. Take it in your last classes. All right, let us, lost my train of thought. Come on to your plank position again. Leaving you with plenty of planks. So we're going to do push-ups, not just planks. So your options for push-ups. Little mini push-up workshop. So the modification is 100% okay. We're each going to do one push-up in each of these different modified versions. So everyone come with me onto your knees. Hands under your shoulders parallel, so relatively close together. Pull your belly button in. With this version, the elbows hug the rib cage. It's like a chaturanga in yoga. We lower down just to a 90-degree bend and then press back up. So your chest is not going to hit the mat. That's option 1. Second option is to make them a little more pectoral. The hands come wider and slightly in. And now the elbows are going to bend away from the body. You lower down, but again, only to a 90-degree bend. Chest does not touch the floor. And press back up. So you can do one more, or two more rather, of each of those, or come with me to the next version. Hands under shoulders, lifting up on toes, plank position. Again, elbows hug the side as we lower down, chest hovers above the mat, and exhale, back up. Final option is hands go wide, turn slightly in, lower down, 90-degree bend, exhale. So everybody should have done 4, no matter what. Go ahead and drop down to knees and lower all the way down to the mat. All right, so we did a single leg kick earlier. We're going to do a double leg kick now. We're going to do more push-ups. Don't fear. I just wanted you to find the kind you wanted to do. All right, so for the double leg kicks, this is a spinal extension one. The hands come behind the body, clasped together, And then move as high up the back as you can and relax the elbows to the floor. Turn your head to either direction. So I've got my left cheek on my floor so I can see you, and I'm looking over the right shoulder. Squeeze the legs together. It's 3 kicks just like before, but this time with 2 legs. So it's an inhale, kick, 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 3 exhales. On the inhale, we lift up, extend the arms, stretch. Turn the head to the other side, bring the hands back up to the middle of the back, drop the elbows, inhale, exhale 3 times here. Inhale, extend, stretch the legs long, turn to the other side, and 3 kicks. Inhale to extend, try not to move the hips as you kick. You are glued to the mat. 2, 3, inhale, extend. Last time each side, kick, 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 inhale, extend. Last side, kick, 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 inhale, extend, lift up as high as you can, pull the shoulder blades together, really stretch, and then let the hands go free, and then option to lift the legs up. Lift the chest, lift the legs. Can you lift a little higher? Can you lift a little higher? Can you lift a little higher? And release down, hands under shoulders, push up and back. Stretching back on your heels in child's pose. All right, go ahead and swing on back around. Back onto the other side. Actually, come onto your side. Come onto your side body. This is a spontaneous move. I wasn't going to do this one today, but I think we will. Okay, so prop yourself up onto your forearm. So you want to stay lifted through here. Lift through the chest. Extend the top leg. Bottom leg is bent under you. Top leg's extended. What we're going to do is we're going to push up and drop back down. So it's a lift up and lower. Swoop the arm as you push the hips up and lower. Good. 3 and 2. Last one, lift up, extend the arm, extend the leg. It's kind of like a version of a modified side plank, but not exactly. If you want to add a stretch here, completely optional, bend this left leg and reach back if you can grab your foot or ankle. Just gives you a hip opener stretch, but don't feel like you need to do it if you can't or don't want to. Good. Extend that back out. Place that foot down. Stay lifted here. Challenge to stay lifted and push right up into a side plank on your forearm. Bring that hand to hip or extending it again. I have my feet stacked. You could also have one in front of the other. If it's not working for you, just drop that knee back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower down. Come all the way down onto the mat, propping up on your hand in your head in your hand. Bring those legs out in front of you. Rotate again from the hip. So your back is lined up against the edge of the mat. Your feet are in the corner, so you're a really wide angle. Rotate from the hip, a little bit of a point of the left toe, and now your foot is hovering just over that heel. Place your hand in front of you for support. We're going to lift up and squeeze back down with resistance. Lift up, so it's a little bit of a kick, but much more in control. Squeeze back down. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lower, let your leg hover. Little tiny circles. So it's little circles. You brush your heels together each time. Tiny, 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 tiny. As small as you can make them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction. Brushing your heels so they're staying really low, but it's the whole leg moving. Sometimes I see people just rolling their ankles. The whole leg moving. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up one more time. Give yourself a stretch. Hold on to thigh, calf, or ankle. Take a couple breaths. Bend that knee, place that foot in front of you. You're just getting it out of the way. So it doesn't matter where it goes. You just want it out of the way so you clear the bottom leg and you can lift that leg up. Lift and lower the bottom leg. Some little pulses here. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Inner thigh. Yeah, it doesn't feel great on the hip depending on your body structure. My hip always feels like it's kind of grinding into the floor. Lift up as high as you can and make little circles. One direction. Again, if it bothers your hip, depends on how much padding you have under you. I mean like floor padding, mat padding. Reverse direction. Thin mat and thin rug does not help protect me very much against the marble underneath. And release that down. All right, push yourself up. You can either just roll over. I'm going to come over so my back isn't to you, or flip to the other side. Okay, so we start on our forearm. Lifting up. Long line here. Extend the bottom leg. Extend the top leg rather. Bottom leg is bent. And we're going to press up and arch over. Lifting up and stretch. And up. Inhale, exhale. Three more times. When you get to the last one, lift up, arm reaches up, you're on your bottom leg, and you lift up that top leg. Holding here. Optional stretch, bending that knee back, grabbing the foot, completely optional. Doesn't change the impact or anything, just gives you an added stretch. Extend that again. Remember our tricky transition to plank here. So lower that leg down, bring the hand down to support you, see if you can push up into your plank. If not, you can come down and come back into it. And then pick your hand position on your knees, that was my hip, or extended. Stacking the feet or keeping that bottom knee bent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's an interesting modification over there. Good, lower that down. It would help you if you put if you had your foot on the cushion instead of on the floor.
No, the problem is on this.
No, I know, but I'm just thinking to not be on the floor.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, this one.
Line yourself up against the back edge of your mat. Feet in the corner, supporting yourself with your hand. Rotate the heels out from one another and lift up and lower down. There's a whole series in Pilates. It's called the leg kick series. That has a whole bunch of these kicks. I don't love them, and so I tend to not do them. But it's funny because when I used to teach, weeks would go by and I wouldn't do them, and then I would always have students asking to do them. So I decided I probably should give you all a taste of them. 2, we're just doing a few. 1, and lower it down, so don't let the heels touch, and make little circles. So you want to make sure you're not rolling onto your butt here, right? You really want to be on your side. You're making teeny circles, but again, it's initiating from here in the hip joint. It's not just an ankle roll or anything like that. Pause, reverse direction. You should really start feeling it back here in your glutes. It's like your gluteus minimus, I think, for this one. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift all the way up. Give yourself a stretch. Catch that thigh, calf, or ankle, and give yourself as much or as little of a stretch as you want. And then bend that knee, placing it down in front of you. Lifting up that bottom leg and little pulses. Again, be ginger on your hip. I've been having a lot of weird muscle pains over in here. I can't tell if this is maybe helping the pressure on the floor. And lift up and little circles one direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Excellent. All right, press yourself up to sit. Extend your legs open. Uttanasana. Lengthen up, toes towards the ceiling, hinging from the hips, walking those hands forward. So trying to keep your spine long, your chest lifted, which means you might be really up high. If you take a few breaths, release into it, maybe you'll start dropping down. But what you want to avoid is this kind of like slumped over thing. It should be active. So think about lifting and hinging. Toes towards the ceiling, kneecaps towards the ceiling, belly button and sternum going towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths. And walk that back up. Bring your legs together. We're going to do modified plank into reverse plank for those of you who want to do the full version. So bending the knees, feet on the floor, hands under the shoulders. So tabletop, we're all going to push up. Pick it up and put it back down. You know it's the wrong number. Lift the hips up, pull the belly button, and apparently I have a number similar to a dry cleaner, or maybe it used to be a dry cleaner because people always call here asking about laundry services. I do not run a dry cleaning service out of my house, let the record show. Okay, so lift up. So you want the belly button in, you want the hips lifted, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and your chin is sort of towards your chest. I don't love when people drop their heads back, it's not great on your neck. Push the hips up. Up.
But it's my shoulder.
Oh, is it? And then from here, if you want, you can come to the full version. But only if those hips are lifted. If your hips aren't lifted, don't come to the full version. Come back to the other one. You gotta get there first. That's because the extended one's gonna be harder on the shoulders, it's harder on the core, it's harder on everything. So you want to really lift up. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Extend up. And release forward. Thank you, Secretary. Good. Bring yourself up. Bend those knees. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. And roll yourself down onto the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a little rock. I'm out of time. How does this always happen? Bring your palms into the mat. Place your feet on the floor. Just hang it up. I think my feet are gone. They won't usually call back a million times. Or do that. All right, so from here, lift up into a bridge, pushing the hips towards the sky, palms into the mat, chin towards chest, lifting and squeezing. If you want, coming up to the balls of your feet, you can stretch up even higher. And lower that down, one vertebra at a time. One more time, hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a little rock. Squeeze the right leg in, push the left leg away. And switch, pull the left leg in, push the right leg away. And draw both knees in again, giving yourself a little rock. Coming to happy baby. Rocking here if you wish. And then extending the legs long. Coming to Savasana, palms flip up, legs open, release the muscles of the face, neck, jaw, and body. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. And just release into the mat. Give yourself a few moments here of inhaling and exhaling. Feel your body relax and release. Allow your breath to deepen again, breathing in all the way to the abdomen. Exhale through the nose, slowly releasing the breath. Draw your knees into your chest one last time. And roll onto either side. And press yourself up, finding a seated position. Take a moment to sit, legs crossed, arms rested in your lap. And just as we did at the beginning of class, take a moment to find yourself rooted to the earth. Notice the difference in the seated position as opposed to the standing position. Notice the similarities. Notice the sensations in your body, temperature of the room.